And when a country is divided like that, they are ripe for the taking, and that's how China sees us. That's why you have the president of China saying at this military parade to the world, it's now time to pick sides. It's either peace or war.
We're watching live pictures tonight, right now, a massive parade underway in Beijing as the Chinese President Xi Jinping is showing off his country's arsenal and military might to the world and to the more than 24 foreign leaders who are there in person attending this military parade that includes those from Russia, North Korea, and Iran. In a speech just a few moments ago, President Xi warned that the world needs to choose, as he put it, quote, between peace and war.
During Joe Biden's administration, over 30,000 Chinese crossed illegally through the southern border per year. But Chinese people aren't restricted from traveling into the United States. They come here often for school and tourism. So if they're coming here illegally through the southern border, that means they are up to no good. These people are probably assembled strategically throughout the United States. Hack power grids, hack water plants, hack telecommunications, cripple the United States from within, and make them unable to respond to China's aggression. Now let's bring Rocket Man Kim Jong-un into the equation. He has already been sending tens of thousands of troops to Russia to fight against Ukraine. So this is already a global conflict. They're just seeing how far they can push the West before European countries jump in on Ukraine's side, which will force NATO to get involved and give China the opening it needs in the Pacific. This is why Donald Trump was so hasty with tariffs, with reshoring American manufacturing, because we don't produce the things we need to maintain our supremacy if the everlasting peace stops. I believe Putin has no interest in peace in Ukraine. I think the game's already started. Putin is going to increase aggression in Ukraine and do what Russians do best: send their people into the meat grinder until they eventually overwhelm who they're fighting. I kid you not. Here are the three leaders discussing organ transplants and achieving immortality. Take a look.
In the past, people rarely lived longer than 70 years. But today, they say that at 70, you are still a child.
Human organs can be continuously transplanted. The longer you live, the younger you become, and can even achieve immortality.
What we have to understand is these countries have no regard for human rights, which means they're allowed to conduct medical research much more freely and openly, and therefore much more effectively. There's a reason after World War II, we brought over the Nazis' top scientists and engineers and doctors, because their sophisticated understanding of the human body was forged through the most cruel and bone-chilling experiments on people. Now, to put a bow on this conversation, and this is where the all-out war occurs. China wants one thing, and that is to become the dominant global superpower. And the way that happens is through Taiwan. They want Taiwan because of reunification, sure, but more importantly, it's because taking Taiwan is the ultimate risk, the ultimate power play. This move is meant to test the United States and show the entire world, will America come and save you, or will they not? And if we do, then it's war. And if we don't, it's still war. And here's how. If China takes Taiwan unobstructed, overnight, South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, all align with China, because their defiance against Chinese supremacy in Asia was rooted in the belief that the United States would back them. If the United States does not come and save Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines have no reason will come in to save them. It'll make much more sense for them to cooperate with China than fight a losing ideological battle. All of Southeast Asia is already communist. Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Burma. China will control the entire Asian continent and have full control over the South China Sea, which is the most valuable trade route in the world. This would mean China controls the most valuable waterway and are therefore the global superpower. But what that will cause is a mass sell-off of the United States dollar. It will cease to mean anything and will just become a valueless piece of paper that no one will want to hold. And our entire economic model since the end of World War II has been debt-fueled growth. Our philosophy was we could print as much money as possible, take out as much debt as possible. Because if everybody in the world held dollars, that inflation would be spread across the entire globe, not concentrated in America. But the global dumping of the dollar would result in hyperinflation so significant in the United States, it would cause mass unemployment, which would lead to widespread starvation and death. And the American government wouldn't be able to do anything to stop it. They wouldn't be able to borrow money because the rest of the world wouldn't want dollars, and any money they printed would just add fuel to the fire. And that's why we would have to go to war, simply to maintain our currency's reserve status. Otherwise, it would lead to the starvation of 50 million, 100 million Americans. And if China became the world superpower, I can promise you, they would not be interested in enriching the rest of the world at their own expense like America did. They would economically cripple every country that was a threat to make sure what China did to America could never happen to them. And the reason I think this is going to happen soon is because China's entire plan is predicated on the United States not having the necessary manufacturing capabilities. The only deterrence China has against America stopping them from invading Taiwan is our dependence on Chinese rare earths, pharmaceuticals, and every other thing we need. And they won't just give up that leverage. They're going to strike while the iron's hot, while the country is divided, while it can't produce the things it needs. And the reason I think they have Kim Jong-un in this coalition is because Kim is their wild card. He's their nuclear-armed mad dog. North Korea is inconsequential. China and Russia have him in the alliance to simply sacrifice him if all-out war breaks out. They'll let Kim nuke South Korea just to test the United States response. If the United States responds, China and Russia can just say, hey man, we did not do that, and North Korea gets blown off the map. But if we don't respond, what message does that send to the allies fighting this global war with us? That we're willing to let them get nuked and not do anything about it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. I know that was a long one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.